We're in your spot. The recent just feel like. Push me out of the way there.
Yeah.
Would you like another copy?
I read them all.
I read them too. I thought that was for Thursday.
That's what's really exciting.
Those are all in ones, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
all
they're
in
behind.
No, I noticed to get the
It's okay.
special size.
We'll make it work.
These different websites and stuff.
We'll go ahead and
Okay.
start this meeting. It's 10 o'clock. Open meeting.
Our President, Father, we thank you so much this beautiful day. Lord, we thank you for loving us and giving us your grace. Lord, I ask you to be with today's election, put people that look to you for guidance in these offices. Lord, I ask that you be with all the sick people. It could be your will, restore them to wanted health. I ask that you go with each and every family represented here today. Keep them safe and out of harm's way. Forgive us any sins. Amen.
Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. That. Okay, at this time, any person with business before this court not scheduled on the agenda may speak to the court. No formal action to be taken on these items at this meeting. Each speaker will be limited to 3 minutes. Okay, we'll go ahead and move on to old business and precinct project schedule and staffing.
I got a maintainer with transmission out of it, so there's gonna be a budget amendment. Sometime.
Those are always fun.
We are just putting on the roads.
Talking to Sid yesterday, for wanting to get it started pretty quick, so.
They've already started. I talked to him this morning.
All right.
We're gonna take a skid steer out there tomorrow.
Okay.
And then maybe late next week if we get dump trucks out there.
Okay.
I have to get with y'all. So he's gonna move them, so if we can't get to it next week, it'll be all right, just whenever we can.
There's no,
They're gonna supposed to, hopefully, if we can get everything leveled, Wednesday, Thursday, they're gonna pour, I think Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
That's his intentions anyway.
All right. Anything else?
We are going to be getting approval, or telling the court, letting the court know that we're getting a steel roller that we need to be able to do the project that we're about to start. And so we're getting bids on it. It'll be coming from a buy board. So we'll make sure that and I've already talked to them about it, make sure the auditor has the buy board and know that we are connected.
Which
you're
by word?
getting what?
It's the one with the yellow house. I can't remember the name of it.
Because we're a member of like a lot of boards.
Yeah, I'll get the name.
Okay, you can, for sure.
To
We
make
just
sure.
renewed a new one too, last week. So,
Okay.
yeah, if you just give me the name of which one it is, I'll make sure we're
I'll get it.
an active member.
Thank you.
Good. Go ahead and move on to do new business, court to consider and discuss interlocal agreement for regional public defender. I missed that I knew we did it, but forgot that we did it, but we've already done this, so we're moving on. We did that in July. Court to consider and discuss transfer funds from capital outlay into Texas class precinct 4 account.
This is the fund that we already certified that came from NextEra on road damages that we placed in 5710 and we wouldn't move them out to the text class. I'll make a motion that, move the funds for out of capital outlay to Texas Class Precinct 4. I think it's the amount of $127,000 and something.
It's 127, 270, 27.
270.
All in favor? All right, court to discuss and consider Scurry County Appraisal District Board of Directors election for the term of 26 and 27. So as we've discussed before, we can nominate one, or not nominate, but elect one or five. There are six. If we divided between five, it's a total of 310.012 votes per. I know the city did theirs last night. They said it was Ryan Grady was their nominee, or who they voted for to be on the board.
So we can do 5 or 1.
Or 4, or 3, or 2.
Right.
Yeah, any number,
Not over 5.
not over 5, no.
I know that Will just now got on there, so I certainly want to see him get some of the votes at least.
Tyson just got on too.
Shane Smith, you're a good one.
That's the problem. We've got people that
Yeah,
want
you
to
got-
serve.
That's a problem we don't normally have.
That's
Good
a
problem
true.
to have.
So we're gonna do what we talked about last time and divide it between them? Or-
Yeah, when we nominated all 5, just to make sure that there were 5 on there, not
Yes.
realizing that another one
Yeah,
just
be
became
6.
a nominee. We could absolutely do that, or we could go with the 2 we originally nominated. We nominated Will back earlier this year,
Yes.
and then Tyson at a later date. You can divide them that way, or
That would be good for
however
me.
you want.
That'd be good for me.
Divide it between Will and Tyson.
You want to divide them equally?
Yes.
On my slow calculator here.
775 point.
What'd you say?
775.03.
Who made that motion? You,
No.
Terry?
Terry.
Terry?
Yeah.
We're gonna give it to Terry?
Second.
Okay.
All in favor? You? We're just right, 775. For Will and for Tyson.
Sorry.
775.03.
Okay.
All right, court to discuss and consider renting Winston Field and or North Park on an hourly basis for baseball, softball league practice during baseball and softball season, and whether to charge the general public for their use. So, we met on March 19th of 2024 on this, and voted to charge, $20 for, use of the fields. Let me read the motion. The motion was made by Commissioner Sean McCown and was seconded by Commissioner Jeff Mitchell to make baseball practice on North Field and Winston Fields be free for 24, and in the 2025 season, there will be a charge of $20 an hour for the use of the fields. Vote was 4-4 and 1 against.
Which, if I understood the agenda item, was only speaking of league play,
Okay.
not the community, neighborhood, the nonprofit whatever, anybody that wanted to use the fields other than league play was, my understanding was all that we would charge for. As I reflect back, unless this is bringing in a ton of money, which I doubt it is, I think I understand that if we're having tournaments and they're making money, then they should pay something for the fields. They have to spend a lot of time getting those ready again. And that's great. But if you're actually just practicing, they're actually volunteers. That's what I did. That's what you did. I'm sure all of you at one time was a coach. And maybe the only reason I said that we ought to charge anything because I had someone call me and say, hey, Terry, I'm willing to pay it, And some people have the money to do so. Some people may not have the money to do so. I also, all the time I was a coach, which was several years, probably 8 or 10, even in Little League, was on the board. We never used the fields for practice out at Park Ring. Now, some of the other teams probably did. It was wide open. There's nothing but a cable in the way. But as long as we can, maybe we ought to allow those that are being volunteers and helping kids to be out of trouble. Maybe we shouldn't charge them anything to use those fields if they can use them at all. Maybe it's getting more difficult I know that there's several, and the judge named some of them. 13th Street, the Gappers always allowed it. That may be going away. I don't know. We found a place ourselves to be able to practice every time outside of those fields. It's more difficult, more maintenance on our parks department, but I think as long as we can, I'm not saying we can forever, but there may be a time, just like we charge to play golf, that we may have to charge because of the cost of upkeep to keep the fields in good shape for everyone. But I certainly don't think that we ought to lock our fields and not allow the public that's not in a league or something to have to schedule or find a place. You just go out there and open. And of course, some of our gates are already open out here. One field, there's a gate that's open because maybe somebody's cutting the
They
chains.
broke the lock off.
And then over here at Winston, there's one gate open, one of the smaller gates for people to get in and out of. I don't know. There's going to be a few people that make it difficult for everybody. They're going to trash it. They're going to tear it up. They're going to cut the locks off.
I would rather have the gates open because in
I agree.
years past, they would lift the whole fence up
Oh,
to
wow.
get in. So that's why we had to replace Winston fence.
It's there for our people. I'd rather have them out there playing as toilet paper in somebody's house or putting graffiti on something
Well, they are county-owned fields.
they are.
And year to date, just for the Winston Field in North Park, we've only made $1,610.
So that's really.
And that's mostly Winston. There's a couple more.
And
but-
it takes more time to keep up with that than,
Then it's working.
I
Really?
mean,
I agree.
if we go to having major trouble issues with them,
We'll have to revisit it
what
then.
do we do?
You're talking just Winston and North Park, right?
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah.
The coaches have been pretty good about dragging the fields and maintaining them, so that helps us out a lot too.
And we want to have something for our neighborhood kids to be able to go and do. And, the fence was because every time you throw the ball or hit the ball, it's going down to the creek on North Park, for sure. And it could happen over on Winston if it hadn't been fenced right, like you've kept it. And so I think as long as we can, we're not going to make enough money to make a difference and it could make a lot of difference with people that are utilizing those fields to be with their families and doing things, with their churches and doing things, rather than locking them out.
Like I said, I bet it costs more than $1,000 to keep up with it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Don't know.
But you gotta buy locks all the time because somebody's cutting them off.
Well, they're gonna get in.
They're gonna get in. I agree.
Locks for
Tear the
honest
fence up
people.
or whatever.
So that's your motion?
That is my motion.
Second. All right,
That we're not gonna charge any rent to the general public.
You're not having to schedule, you're not having to charge rent, you know?
First come, first served, Todd?
May I speak on this topic?
He wants to speak on this topic.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The Winston Field, I feel, I've been in leagues, I've been around softball for 24 years now. I've been inside of this league, I've been in other leagues, I've been in other cities and leagues. I think it should be looked at becoming Snyder ISD's home field. The reason I say this is that's one field. Right now, they tie up 3 fields when they play. When they have a game, it's against UIL rules for another game to be going on, so they lock us up. They lock the league out. The league is, I got this information yesterday, the league is signing up between 320 and 350 children to play. We have a Snyder ISD is tying up that 3 fields for the public when they play or have practice, when they could have that one field. There's plenty of room for expansion. I understand that there's cost involved in that. To me, it was a slap in the face for them to come up with a bond without a softball field because they are subsidized by the county, basically. Hermley and Ira don't get that luxury of the maintenance. And I don't know what they pay, but I do know they keep their gate fees. So as you said, money being made, are they turning those gate fees back to the county? Because money is being made on those fields. Right now, Snyder, or the girls fast pitch softball, has an opportunity to join the Little League, which is the televised Little League World Series, but they cannot because they have to start signing up in February and play in the spring. They're locked out of that. How cool would that be for Snyder? Softball in this county is big. You got Hermley, even with Borden County, that a lot of their girls play here, and they're very successful. So is Snyder, and it all starts in that league. Nobody can disagree. Right now, they're asking, netting needs to be replaced at Kate's, and the school's refusing to help. So the nonprofit's going to step in with $28,000 to replace the nettings at no cost to the school, which I have a problem with that. You know, it's a nonprofit coming in to fund. They actually fund quite a bit of the maintenance as well as the county. So the sidewalk going to the bathrooms, I guess y'all budgeted, or however it was budgeted, like 15 grand, and we ran out. And then who provided that money? The nonprofit. But yet they are locked out of those fields for a certain amount of time for the ISD, who says they don't have the money. Obviously, no, every government entity, nobody has the money. So it's worth looking at and exploring. And you don't have to ask the ISD. You tell the ISD this is where they're going to move to or build their own fields. I mean, if they want to build a new gym on a bond, they don't want to build a softball field, and they have plenty of room to do it. And let this go back to the girls. So they sign up in May or April, and they start playing right now by April 20th. They have to redo schedules if something happens. A lot of kids co-parent and leave the county and don't play because they got to go with their dads or their moms in June, right in the heat of it. The reason that they try to push all these games is the All-Star tournament is in July, and that's a huge deal for these girls. However, Snyder is in Abilene's ASA district and had to be moved at one time to accommodate the school. So we keep accommodating the school, and this league could actually, if they had more control of the fields, you could bring in a spring league. We could play with Sweetwater, Colorado City, bring those people over, have tournaments, bring them in. Now you're just talking revenue coming in. We got some hot taxes coming in. We've got they're eating in our restaurants. Right now, there was a picture from Snyder ISD saying we started junior high ball. Look, standing room only. Well, no joke, because it's all there is at Kate's. You can't even host an appropriate playoff game there because none of the coaches want to play there. They love the field. I love the field. Great job on the field. There's no stands so we lose out. Hermleigh, Borden County, every time we play, we go to Colorado City or Lubbock. I'm Hermleigh district. So we go to Lubbock and we pack the stands in Lubbock. So it'd be nice to keep that revenue here, instead of going to Lubbock because the school can't provide a field. There's a lot more you could say. There's a lot of back and forth between the league and the school. They asked for 2 days, they took 5. They asked y'all for 2 days, they took 5. And the league had no choice but to bow down and say, okay, we'll redo our whole schedules and we'll, 100 girls can't play tonight because the school has practice league. I get they want to be successful, but that's where it starts. Like, I really think it's worth visiting Winston Park. There's plenty of room for that one field, because they need one field. They don't need 3, because the Pixie counts as a field. Under UIR rules, it's in the same complex, so they can't even use that field. So it locks 3 fields down for 60 kids when there's 350. If they were able to start in March, we could join the league, possibly get on a national stage, which would be great. Softball is the fastest growing sport. The concession stand, everything in the concession stand is owned and maintained by the nonprofit, Snyder Girls Fast Pitch. It's not rented. It's expected that the school uses it. So they do. But every time the league goes to the school and says, hey, we need help because the county's not going to fund this, so we need help. They're like, nah. So they leave it on the backs of the nonprofit. So I asked to end the subsidy and that they take it or leave it, and they can spend money to get that field UIL ready, and there's plenty of room for park. We all know there's plenty of room, and they could make it a nice venue.
So it's Mr. Hogan, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate all the input. Absolutely. When you say 3 fields, are you talking about Winston Field that the school uses also?
No, it's 3 fields at Kate's.
At Kate's, okay.
Because you have that little offset
Yeah,
field.
Pixie Field, yeah.
But under UIL rules, it's part of the complex.
Okay,
So even if there's a playoff game,
sure.
nothing can happen but that
Okay.
playoff game.
And you are with Snyder Girls Softball Association?
I am here speaking for them.
Okay. So I've done some research into this because we've heard some complaints about that. And so in speaking with the athletic director, the understanding going forward is, and I don't know that it wasn't this before, but the understanding going forward is that they're not going to take up the whole complex. So that when they play or practice, they're going to use one field, and Girls Softball Association will be able to use the other one for whatever games, practice, anything like that. So I don't know if there was some confusion in there before, but that issue has been resolved, letting that field be used. My other thing is, why can we use Winston for the Girls Softball Association? Is that an option?
There you go. So there's not a concession stand, which is a big part of the income for the nonprofit. So yes, it could be used also as either way. They're just trying to keep, they're just trying to keep everybody, you try to keep your league all in one complex. They have 3. So you've got 30 teams split in 3 fields, or 40 teams and 1 team taking up 3. So moving them over there, you spread out your board of volunteers, and we all know volunteers. So you have 10 volunteers. Now you gotta have volunteers over there, extra umpires. You start spreading pretty thin. That has been, also addressed. North Park would be a good place to, but there's a lot of money needs to be spent there. Like, nobody can disagree to get that up to a standard.
Okay.
So, and what was the agreement is not what happened. So,
Okay. I don't mind.
UIL rules prevent when there's a game. Now, practice, coaches don't want to be distracted. So they can always go practice at Winston if you don't want to be distracted, but they want to play on their home field.
Sure.
That's where I suggest going couldn't have much, one team
Going
there
to-
versus 40 teams.
You're saying have the school go to Winston?
Yes, there's a cost involved in that. But right now, the nonprofits spending, I don't know if they're spending more than the county when they put up these nets, 28,000, and the school tells them, no, we can't help you. Like, but you're getting the benefits of this too. You're paying pennies, whatever they're paying. I don't know what they're paying. Y'all know what they're paying. But I'm sure it's pennies compared to what it needs to be.
Who's the president for the girls softball?
Kristen, I know her last name, but it just went.
Carter.
Yes, Carter, yes. And I went back and talked to several presidents, and I was on the board at one time, and all the way down, and it's been a problem for over 20 years.
Sure, and that's something when we put that agreement in place with the schools, so the Girls Softball Association was actually considered in that. We want to make sure that everybody has equal time or opportunity. And so, it sounds like some tweaking needs to be done, and that's absolutely something we'll definitely look into.
And the league would start in March if it was able to, and they would bring in Little League immediately, which having an opportunity to become a Little League team, that's pretty big for these kids to go get televised, and I have no doubt this county can do it.
I guess the only thing about the school moving to Winston Park would be the no lights
In school,
problem
no scoreboard.
and no scoreboard.
Right.
So that, just lights alone would run
300,000.
300,000. And so that would be one of the things that would stop us from being able, in my mind, I mean, I don't think we're gonna come up with $300,000 for Winston to put lights up. And I don't know about the school, they're already saying they don't have any money.
Right.
So how do we solve that problem? Because it would have to be solved, and the scoreboard is probably 50, right?
I haven't priced them, but you're probably pretty close.
Some of those come in free if you sign a deal with Coke or.
And so, you just have to figure that out for sure. So that would be sometime in the future. I certainly don't mind revisiting it either. But if I heard you correctly, if the school is playing a UIL game, that the girls team could not practice during that time, that UIL locks down all fields in the complex. So even though we would allow it, is that what you understand? Because I hear you say that if they're using a field, they
During
can still.
practice, I know when the girls, when the school is practicing, they're allowing them to
So if it wasn't in a
practice.
game time,
Yeah, it's game time or a playoff.
okay.
So if you invite teams call for playoff games, they've been hit permanently because a little bit better suited. But they're not coming to Snyder for playoff games unless you're just a really small team
Yeah.
looking for a dirt field, because nobody can host it. There's just no room.
Wow.
Okay.
There's a good note.
Yeah.
There's a person that wants to donate to the county some bleachers. They came from the old field at Hermley, and they're the 8-inch C channel. And so they're asking to donate those, and I told them I'd tell the court when we was talking about ball fields. And we can go pick them up at any time and bring them if the court so decides on that. I don't know if we can talk about that as far as voting on today.
I don't think we'll be able to vote on it.
It'd be a donation, so we'd have to get that on the agenda.
And I'm sure the league would take a opportunity to play at Winston Park.
Okay.
There's no lights.
Yeah.
Again, summertime, it's okay for till 8:00.
Sure.
So they would take that opportunity, because that opportunity's never been presented, because it was always told, oh, that's adults field, no, you can't.
Yeah.
So,
that could be something in the interim until we come up with $350,000.
or the school does.
Somebody.
Right.
That first oil well we get.
So we have a motion and a second to no longer.
Who was the second on that?
Terry Doug was.
Sean, let's make sure.
Yeah.
Am I right, am I wrong? Okay.
I want to say that I'm glad we're doing this. I was against it charging from the get-go, having come from practicing on fields and all of that. So I appreciate this coming back today. All in favor of eliminating, the fees?
Can I ask a quick question? Does that, so I get it on there right this time, does that include league, like softball league play? Do they still play? Do they still pay? Or is this strictly community? Nobody pays?
Zero fees.
Zero fee, okay, good deal. Got it.
Volunteers.
And go for that.
Thank you, Mr. Hogan. Court to discuss and consider Moffett water bill with the school and Moffett billboard. This is a strange one. I think there was a verbal agreement at some point back when Jackie was running or started working on Moffett, that they would pay some of the water bill or all of the water bill or something.
Between Moffett Billboard and the school. So half the year, the school pays half of it, and half the year, Moffett Billboard pays half of it. Up until this year when, what's his name? Fisk.
Russell?
Yes, when he got off of it, we had been receiving the payment on the Moffett Billboard. But once he got off, we've still sent the bill, but nobody pays it. The school has still paid their part during the time that we send it to them. But nobody has an agreement because apparently this was back when a spit in the handshake was good, I guess. I don't know.
So he started that back in what, 80s or 90s?
No clue. It was
Yeah.
prior to me.
So, I mean, so it's spit and handshake for 30
The
or
good old
40
voice
years.
system.
So we need to figure out what we're gonna do. How much is the bill each month?
It's really, I mean, normally it's about anywhere from 56 to maybe 74. It's not a lot. It's really a drop in the bucket. But if we're gonna bill, like, we just need to know in my office, are we gonna bill them or are we not? Are we just gonna eat it? It is still being a meter in use because there is water usage on the one that we've been billing. But nobody, like the people, when I first started here, Tricia said, we send this bill to them every month. We send 6 months to here, 6 months there. And there was also a turf, something with a turf at Moffett Billboard, but we haven't had to do that in a while either.
Okay.
So,
Whatever we do, if we're gonna charge them, it needs to be a written agreement. I think.
yes,
Absolutely.
And in talking with Matt and Corey about this a couple of weeks ago, I don't know that we even knew at the time which meter it was. It was thought that it might be the meter that goes to the bathrooms and concession stand and then fed off of there. He was hand watering. I think Jackie was hand watering at the time. And since then, we switched over to well. Is that what y'all
The
determined?
field's welled. There's a riser back behind Moffett, that's city. And then the concessions are city, I believe.
and on the bill it says South Moffett. on
Yeah,
the
so that
bill.
might be
Okay.
the riser, but I wasn't able to match up serial
Okay,
numbers.
all right. As minimal as it is, I think that,
I mean, we just need direction from what do y'all want us to do? Because if we're gonna bill SISD, then we need to continue billing Moffett Billboard, but, I mean,
and right now, I don't know who is running Moffett Billboard. They came in and requested
Yeah.
the changes, but I don't
well, I
think
know it was
those two.
supposed to have been Justin McClatchy, but he has since stepped off of that,
Right.
and he's not doing it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
That's even a strange thing,
Yes,
that
Yes, it is very strange.
they're getting funds from a billboard that we own
It's-
because of
it's a-
advertisement, and we're not getting that into the general fund.
It's a very strange thing that I don't even know. I think it started with Larry and Charlie and
I honestly,
way a long time ago with no paperwork
right.
in place.
I think there needs to be that, those funds should come to you, to the county.
I
And
questioned
then,
it before and I was
even if
told,
we direct
that's how
them
we
to be
always did
used
it.
for the fields,
I don't know that we could
if we can.
collect
I don't know.
fund, or go out and, ask for,
So that's something we need to talk to our
Advertisement.
attorney
yeah,
for.
yeah. And that may be why it started, was
be.
because as a county, we can't go and, hey, you wanna pay for a
Solicit funds,
billboard?
yeah. Right.
So, but then it was,
So maybe we'll make a committee, if possible, to do that for us, somewhat like the, funds that we get for the Board of County Development.
Possibly.
Maybe that could be done, so we can
Possibly.
have a committee for the Board of County Development
Yeah.
and put those funds there, maybe, and use them for this fields.
Yeah.
But, I mean, those funds could be going anywhere.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Right. So
You said it was $56?
Anywhere from 50 to 60, I think the highest one was 74, during the summer months, I think is what it was. So, like, it's never any more than that. So it's minimal, really, when you look at the rest of our water bills, but.
It needs to be in writing.
I agree.
We need to know.
Either
Be
in
able
writing, either in writing or we swallow it.
I mean, not water, but electricity bill, sorry.
You know, it's,
for that amount of money, I don't think it's worth
maybe not,
going out for a written agreement.
Well,
not unless water gets higher as we go forward.
Who would you give the agreement to? You know?
it's like $1,000 off of Winston or Moffett or whoever it is. 56, keeping up with it.
Yeah, true.
Not worth it.
I mean, honestly, it's not. I mean, I wouldn't think,
Probably not.
but that's just my opinion.
Well, it can always be revisited if it gets out of hand at some point in the future.
Well, we're maintaining the fields,
Mhm.
right? So it started when somebody else was maintaining the fields.
We had lots of people that volunteer work out there from Grimmett.
Yeah.
That was doing tons of maintenance.
I think they were voluntold by agreement.
Yeah.
So,
It was amazing.
Yeah.
But you don't always get that.
right. So I'll make a motion that we just pay that ourselves. And not
Second.
charge anybody. All in favor? Okay. Court to discuss and consider the joint resolution and statistical information for joint primary. Lori said she wasn't able to be here for some reason. I figured that out. But this is for the March primary. And it's the joint resolution we do with both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party chairs. And she wanted to go ahead and get this taken care of.
Does it make the motion we enter into the joint resolution and statistical information for joint primary?
Second.
All in favor? All right, court to discuss and consider agreement between Scurry County Medical Director of Emergency Medical Services. We do this each year. And it's been David Kerr. I believe they're happy with David Kerr.
Judge, I make a motion that we go with the agreement between Scurry County and Medical Director of Emergency Medical Services, and that we give you the authority to sign.
All in favor? Okay, certified revenues.
We have two, there's 50,000 from Apple for the airport. And I don't know if we got it on I don't think we did, so on the next agenda, he wants to request that to go into the Texas airport funds. And then the other one is for sheriff prisoner keep and a total of $70,845. And, I have a budget amendment placing some of those funds into one of his funds.
Does it make the motion we approve we certify the revenue as presented?
Second.
All in favor? Okay, line item, yes, ma'am?
Did we skip number 11 completely?
May have, huh?
I was gonna ask that myself.
No, I'll put that on. I'm gonna table it till now.
So unintentionally, intentionally.
Can we just no deal it so that you're not having to do it, or you're gonna do it in the future? Because if you table something, you have to put it on the next agenda or whatever. Or
Right.
do you want to put it on another agenda?
Yeah, so I'm gonna add to it.
Okay, So, okay, gotcha.
Terry, did you second that one? The certified revenue?
Yes.
Who?
Certified revenue, I did.
Certified revenue, I have Sean.
Maybe several.
Sean made the motion, you made the second?
I said second.
They
They
both,
both,
either way.
y'all, I guess I heard Jennifer White.
Line transfers and budget amendments.
Okay, let me grab my. papers. Okay, it's getting the end of the year, so we have several. Again, I'm gonna say it every time. Just because you have money in your lines, I mean, you need to spend it all, please do not. First budget amendment is permanent improvements. These are just to clean up the lines that were, negative. Parks Department improvements, 11,738.26. Annex permanent improvements, 8,248.75. And the Texas Park and Wildlife Recreational Trail, 1,506.35. Then the ARPA fund, this is the one that we used to pay the EMS building. Administrative fee is $6,139. Capital expense, $752,244.33. We're moving the funds from the ARPA Texas class account to cover those. The LE INS complex for its $50 administrative cost. Balance that. Those are all the budget amendments. Then we have county clerk, education and training, 300 out of other equipment. Non-departmental, copier supplies, 10,000, audit expense, 13,593.76. Appraisal district fees, 36,483.96. Communications, 45,500. General liability insurance, 5,803.82. Property insurance, 17,440. And historical commission, 1,750. A total of 130,571.54 out of various other lines in non-departmental. Maintenance, elevator maintenance, 400, janitorial supplies, 1,600 out of part-time for a total of 2,000. Health unit, communications, 1,500 out of education and training, 1,500. Library, building maintenance to cover concrete work for the new handicap ramp, 4,000 out of various multiple lines, totaling 4,000 in the library expenses. Precinct 2, office supplies, 600, safety and training, 500 out of machine hire to cover supplies and equipment. Precinct 3, road and bridge, operating supplies, 2,000, maintenance and repairs, 6,000 out of road material and construction for a total of 8,000. Precinct 3, road and bridge, capital outlay, 3,250 out of fuel and oil, purchase small steel roller. And the golf department, tires and tubes, 300 out of janitorial, clothing allowance, and utilities. They had tire repairs and replacement. That is all of those.
Does it make a motion to approve allowing out transfers and budget amendments as presented?
Second.
All in favor? Approval of accounts payable.
Total accounts payable is $2,205,881.88. That does include a $752,000 payment on the EMS building.
Pay the bills.
All in favor? Okay, and going back to the ad space, we would have to bid the ad space if we did it Dutch from the county attorney. Do you get any comments on the map?
No, I mean, it's not marked yet, but,
Yeah.
I mean, people have said that, yeah, I mean, we've had positive feedback for sure.
Good.
And I appreciate everybody that made it happen.
All right, we will now,
Is that the handicap ramp talking about?
yeah, at the library.
Has it been painted? I'm asking. You said, she said it's not marked yet?
It's not
Right.
painted, that one's not.
Okay,
It's right out
well,
front.
we have talked to Todd.
Okay.
When we did annex,
Uh-huh.
we have the paint you need.
Well, and he knows, yeah, he said it did.
We will now convene into executive session pursuant to personnel matters under 551.074 of the Texas Government Code with application for senior center director.
I don't know. Just go.
No hesitation.